You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday, scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
This is the CBS Entertainment Report. A double dose for the Demon Hunters. K-pop Demon Hunters at the Oscars Sunday, winning the Best Animated Feature Award, and a little bit of history, too, becoming the first K-pop song to win that category.
So thank you for keep betting on me.
Michael B. Jordan got the Best Actor Award for the vampire horror film Sinners. That got 4 Oscars, but the big winner?
Not one thing, it's another. Find that to be true.
One battle after another, the political comedy thriller raked in 6 statues, including Best Picture. For CBS Entertainment, I'm Matt Wolf.
Hey, it's CBS News business analyst and certified financial planner Jill Schlesinger. Follow and listen to Money Watch with Jill Schlesinger on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
When it comes to your child's health,
you want care that's close, convenient,
and centered around the needs of your family.
At MMC Pediatrics, we're more than just doctors.
We're partners in your parenting journey.
Here for every growth spurt,
for every boo-boo,
every fever, and every flu.
Our team approach means that your child always sees someone that knows them.
We are MMC Pediatrics.
We are right beside you.
Every step of the way.
We're the Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, audio and video streaming at WGNSradio.com. This is the Roundtable. A look at the news, views, politics, and people that are shaping Rutherford County.
Welcome in to the Roundtable on this chilly Monday morning. And with that being said, my most visited guest. He doesn't even realize it's third time having him. I do appreciate you coming on, Romel, and talking about the upcoming election. And we're going to talk a little basketball, too, because we both share a love of sports.
Yes, sir.
And with the new bracket, I'm going to ask you, first and foremost, we'll get it out of the way. We'll get the ugly UT question out of the way. I told you off air I didn't like their
right.
bracket.
Yes, sir.
Because they've got to come out of a gate waiting for SMU or Miami of Ohio. Mm-hmm. And traditionally, that 11 seeds that comes out of there wins.
Yeah.
Wins. So you got 2 of them you got to look at and you go, which one do you like better?
Right.
Winning that, because they always win one.
They always win one, yeah.
So do you like UT's draw? I know you're a big UT guy.
I am a big UT guy. I'm to be honest, I'm a little worried, concerned, based off of how they've been playing over the past 2 to 3 weeks, Tennessee. But they'll have their hands full in the first round for sure.
I think the first round for everybody, there's an angst, mm-hmm. and it's always a tough. How do I get going? And what most people don't understand, it's really guard play.
Yeah.
So UT's guards got to come out and play well
for sure,
and they've got to shoot it well.
Yeah.
And that's kind of been the MO all year for UT is sometimes their guards show up, sometimes they don't.
Yeah. Well, they have several days to practice and to get ready for whoever.
But the problem is they don't know who they're going to get ready for.
Until tomorrow.
Miami, until Tuesday.
Yeah.
They don't know who they're going to get ready. I think that's the hard part.
Yeah.
Everybody else that already knows their opponent,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. And then I think we don't play until Friday up in Philly. So then of course you got a day of travel, so that takes away trying to plan too. So we'll see. I'll pick them to move on, but
that's just out of love. That's just sure out of love.
I know,
but I get it.
You're the expert at it more than I am, though.
No, here's what I've said. I've never won a bracket, and it's because I get down to like Arkansas. I like Arkansas because it's my nephew's favorite team. But I hate John Calipari as a coach, so I won't pick him. So my heart does my picking, not my brain sometimes.
Yeah.
And, and Calipari beat a very, very good Vanderbilt team yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I can tell you that.
Yeah, Vanderbilt's they're on a roll. So even despite the loss yesterday, they're on a roll.
Well, I mean, two of UT's last losses are from Vanderbilt. And Vanderbilt they're a formidable team.
Yeah.
But what I've seen, again, my cousin just won the Big Ten Conference Championship yesterday as a 7 seed.
Okay.
They had to play 4 straight games. They were number 1 at the beginning of the season. It tells you how the experts really don't know.
Yeah. For those who don't know, who are you talking about? Who are you referencing?
To Purdue University, right? They were number 1 start the season.
Oh, yeah.
They ended up 18. They had to win 4 straight games and beat a really good Michigan team.
Yeah.
But, again, it comes down in tournament play, guard play, who takes care of the basketball, who rebounds the basketball. It's a simple game. We get it out of whack, but you don't know what kid 18 to 23-year-old is going to show up and have a great game. But
absolutely. You know, it's that time of year where some of these other schools, the smaller schools, they're hungry, they're fighting, they want it. So we'll see. I'm excited to. I mean, I know it's like TSU. They're in Tennessee State, so that's pretty exciting after over 30 years.
I mean, you look at that, and that's what people don't understand. I was 20 years in college coaching. You just said something that's TSU's in dancing. It has been over 30 years, and TSU's had a rich history of great basketball players.
Yeah.
This isn't something that's. I'm just telling you how hard it is for those low majors.
Oh, yeah.
You know, McNeese State, I mean, McNeese is back in it. You have Kennesaw State in it for the first time. You just look at it. If you're a small to mid-major school like Middle is, you know, getting to the dances, it's a big deal.
Oh, for sure.
And so, for me, I hope TSU shows up. They got a formidable opponent.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So you just look at it, and again, they're dancing, and they're going to get to embrace being in the NCAA tournament. And I think there's a lot of people would argue, I think it's the greatest 2 weeks
of college basketball.
Of just any sport. I mean, you got 2 weeks of upsets and who's showing up, who's marching on, and so.
No, absolutely, it's fun. It'll be here come tomorrow, but Thursday when people are supposed to be
have them brackets filled out.
Yep, I'll try to fill mine out later today. So
again, it's for me. I've learned that it's just fun to watch.
Absolutely.
Kids compete and coaches go nuts.
Yeah. And the beauty of it all is it's during these 2 weeks, which would be nice to be all the time, but it's like the whole entire country just comes together and just roots for their underdog or just for basketball in general. And politics is put aside or wars are put aside. People don't really think about that, but for just like the Olympics, when they had the Olympics. And so, it'll be a great 2 weeks. I'll be out of town, but I'll still be watching it. So I'm sure I'll find somewhere to go and watch
I'm sure
the games.
In whatever town you're going to, they're going to have a sports bar with the games on.
For sure. Or you can watch it on your phone. So you can find it.
Well, let's kind of shift gears here.
Yes, sir.
And you're running again. You're running as an independent, and I find this refreshing a little bit, sitting in where I think politics have fragmented our country so much.
Yes, sir.
To run not as a Republican or as a Democrat, and I know I'll get all sorts of calls because I just made that statement, but why is an independent versus a party?
Yeah. Well, for me, I mean, what you just stated, to be honest, when I door knocked 4 years ago, there's more people. When I stated that I was running as an independent, it was more refreshing to a lot of individuals because they feel like they have to choose one party or the other. And for me, when I ran 4 years ago, pretty much my platform, my statement was people over party. And that's what I continue to do every single day, and that's what I've done over the past 4 years. Every time we debate or talk about decisions regarding county commission level or things here in Rutherford County, it's all about people over a party. The roads that's out there that we drive on, it doesn't care if you're a Republican or Democrat. The schools that your child attends, they do not care if they're Republican or Democrat. The first responders that show up to your door or to your business if you're in a time of need, you don't ask them, are you a Republican or Democrat? Those are the people, or those are the issues and stuff that as county commissioners that we take care of. And for me, that's why I run. It's about those that's in my district that I represent, and I listen. So when I decided to run, I decided to run because of those individuals to say, hey, we don't care about a party or political party. We care about the well-being of our of our taxpayer dollars, how we work here, how we play here, how we worship. And so for me, that's what I did. I'm sticking to it again this time. A lot of people on both sides say, well, you couldn't do this, you can't do that. Well, when you tell me I can't do something, it just fires me up even more. And I tend to be I can be quiet at times, but I can be fired up or whatnot. So you're a quiet individual. Yeah. And quiet individuals to me are smart individuals because they're listening. Yeah. Well, and that's the main thing is to listen. Even when I've toured our jail, I sat down to listen to those individuals. Just be quite frank, politicians sometimes or leaders think they know all the answers. I can tell you right now, I don't know all the answers, but what I will do is to fight for the answer or find out how to come up with a solution to a problem.
So when we look at our county and you go our roads, well, what I've learned because of sitting in this seat in this chair, there's so many roads that we don't have control over. For sure. In Rutherford County, I mean. For sure. There are a lot of state and federal government roads that run through us. So how do you take roads that in the county and determine what needs to be done and where it needs to be done?
So for us, the county we have our own county road department, road board. So they have a map and they have every single road in this county that's a county road. And so we're responsible for maintaining the potholes or the widening or the paving of those roads. Now we don't build roads, but that's what we do. That's our primary goal, is to maintain all the county roads. I can't tell you how many square miles it is. It's a lot. But yeah, you have quite a few roads. But like you said, a lot are state roads.
So you said something interesting. You guys don't build roads. You maintenance and you widen. So let's talk about, are there any plans to widen any roads that are county coming up in the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, so I'm sure there's probably some plan out there to kind of widen some roads. I don't have those exact roads or the amount of in my hand, but they do work hand in hand again to try to always maintain, keep them smooth, keep the potholes and things like that. Now, for instance, I get requests all the time for they'll ask me, when is Rucker Lane going to be widened? I'm like, well, that's you need to call the city or the state, or for different roads, because like you said, some are city roads, state roads, and some are county roads. So you just got to know which road there is, but the widening of, I don't know, you got Thompson Lane, Old Fort, and all that stuff. That's, I think TDOT is working with the city on those things. That's city projects.
So my question is, roads are always a hot topic, but what I've kind of figured out is really it boils down to having the funds to be able to do it, and most of those funds are federal or state given.
Correct.
And so now it goes back to the question: how do you work with the state? How does our commissioners and county mayor work with the state? How do they get that done?
Yeah. So first of all, it's all about relationship. We have to first have a better communication and relationship, with our state delegation and things like that. From what I was told a couple years ago, for instance, I'll give you an example. So there was the widening between on Veterans Parkway all the way up to Coleman Hill Road on Highway 96. Well, if you're familiar with going to Franklin, you would see that once you get past Triune, they've expanded their roads from two lanes to like 5 or 6 lanes. So the same thing was supposed to be happening between Veterans Parkway and Coleman Hill Road. So that's a whole TDOT type of issue. But because of the I think they heard the flood or whatever happened in East Tennessee 2 years ago, that wiped out, was it I-40, I-24 or something like that?
I-40.
They had to shift those funds from my understanding, shift some of the already proposed projects to kind of pay and deal with, get that fixed. And so now once that's open, hopefully they'll start reallocating funds to kind of work on some issues, not just the example I just gave you, but other projects here in Rutherford County. So. But a lot of the things, it's like TDOT issues. So a lot of people think we can just do it all, but no. And TDOT goes at their own pace on whether or not they want that. The choice lanes is coming up too, so that's a whole different subject.
What subject? Well, yeah. What's the rub there?
Yeah,
that lane.
So from my understanding, I've only attended, I think, one meeting. It's called the Choice Lanes. That's going to run from Nashville all the way to kind of like the edge of 840. And what they're proposing is to try to offer individuals to be able to pay.
The toll road,
pretty much, in the middle of the interstate to get faster, trying to relieve some congestion and things like that. So which is fine, but I still think there should be other ways that we can think of how to relieve traffic on I-24 and things like that. So
I avoid it. Yeah, like I really do. I avoid I-24. I mean, now I go 840.
Yeah.
To 40 to get to the airport. Yeah. People laugh at me, but
no, you're right.
I-24 is just almost undoable anymore at certain times of the day. But
it is.
When you look at and prioritize what issues for you are important, you mentioned some. How much do you all really have other than funding our schools? And that's really, do you guys choose the superintendent of schools? Tell us what the commission is in charge of when it comes right down to our schools other than funding.
Yeah. Well, for me, I know you mentioned like priorities. I know for me, public safety is my number one priority. I know schools is up there, but for me, it's public safety. And when I say public safety, it's ensuring that we have the right tools that we can or provide our law enforcement, our EMTs, our firefighters, because at the end of the day, if they're not taken care of, they can't take care of us, and so that's my top priority. Now, as far as like you said, the schools and the funding, we don't pick the schools director. That's the discretion of the school board. Dr. Sullivan's doing a great job for the county schools. Now, there's another school district, Murfreesboro has their own Murfreesboro City school board and director as well. But as far as that, I mean, we help fund the school board. They take up about 75% of our budget. So this year, our budget is going to range anywhere between $950 million to $1 trillion, probably. It just
$950 billion.
$950 million. To $1 billion.
To $1 billion.
That's probably the projected budget that we may have for this year. So you take 75% of that, and a school system, they get that. So we've got some challenges regarding that. Over the past 3 years, we voted for the annexation renovation of Smyrna High, Smyrna, Riverdale, and Oakland, because we saw there was a need, first of all, for public safety in regards to those students being able to walk from one annex to the main building. So if you now go to those schools, the students don't have to walk outside anymore. Everything is in-house, so they walk from one end to the campus to the other. And then that was just a public safety issue too, especially the day we live in. You just don't want someone walking off the streets blending in with the wrong student. With students, yeah. Correct. And again, so like I said, public safety is very dear. I'm glad we have weapon detection systems in our school systems. It's caught some things from some students. And so again, it's just the time and the day we live in. But we just have to pray over our kids every single day once they leave out. Not just our kids, but our staff and administrative.
Yeah, everyone involved. You look at taking up 3/4 of your budget, mm-hmm. So call it $750 million, and you look at are our schools are we short on school buildings themselves? Mm-hmm. Are we? How many high schools do we need to build to be current? Oh yeah, do you think?
We definitely. They're looking at trying to build another one somewhere up in the north end of the county. So we definitely need that. We have some overcrowding issues in some of our. Well, at all levels, elementary, middle, and high school. For instance, Blackman Middle School is the largest middle school in the entire state of Tennessee. It's like a college campus, like 1,600-1,700 kids.
That's larger than the college that I attended at the time.
Yeah, so that's a big issue that I think. But also, when you have that amount of kids, you need school resource officers. So we have to make sure that we are that we're able to help the sheriff's department fund school resource officers, because some schools needs 2 or 3 resource officers, and some just have 1. And so that's part of the funding that we do. But not all of that, it's we can allocate them money, but we have to also be able to provide and have sustainable wages for individuals to want to train, retain, and recruit our first responders, because we're competing with different agencies around us. That's to be quite honest, that's paying more than what we can do right now. But as long as we continue to try to have these talks amongst the commissioners and the department heads, we'll get there. We just got to have the leadership to spearhead it and move it in the right direction. And so
when you look at our first responders, mm-hmm. and you say that we're competing against, really honestly, Williamson County and Davison County, mm-hmm. for pay. Yeah. And maybe Wilson.
THP too, Tennessee Highway Patrol. Yeah.
So when you look at that, what percentage do we need to, or what are we $5,000 off? Are we $10,000 off? Mm-hmm. Or are we even competitive?
Yeah. I think it's going to be anywhere between $10,000 to $15,000. Sometimes it's $15,000 to $20,000. It's just for me. I want to make sure that the morale it continues to stay high, and because when we've lost several to Murfreesboro Police Department, I think they may be paying close, I don't know, $12,000 to $15,000 a year more than our sheriff's department or whatnot. So it's like, where do we come up with the balance? How do we do it? But again, we have to have more revenues streams within the counties to be able to do it. We can't just do like
you can't print money.
Yeah, I'm not going to be political. You can't do what DC does and just print money or whatever. So we try to take care of our bills here. We want to make sure that our budget is balanced every single year, and so because we don't want to have to raise property tax and things like that, and so sometimes the word rezoning gets mentioned in the school system, but sometimes you have to kind of rezone or shift students to fill empty seats in other schools so that we are not having to raise property tax. But at the end of the day, sometimes too, when you explain to the public, this is why we may have to do this or we may have to do that, they may be more open to it. But just trying to ram things underneath the table and not doing it the right way, you lose trust and transparency within the public. And for me, I'm always going to be that person that tries to educate at least the people in my district as to why I voted for something or why I did not vote for something.
So the controversial plan of what was it, Rutherford County? Yes, or
no, Plan Rutherford.
Mm-hmm. What was the real big controversy in that? Yeah, because you had a lot of non-political people come up with that sat and spent a lot of time on it. I know. Yeah. So it's funny. I actually sat in on my first meeting of Plan Rutherford, or it was a community event, the spring time when I ran 4 years ago. So that just tells you how long the process has gone along. But for me, I'm a firm believer of having individuals at the table who's an expert in real estate or development or water or land use, things like that. And so I feel like some people just felt like they were left out on some of those issues. The big controversy is right now, or I guess 2 months ago, was regarding how many units that we can have on an acre. So I guess what Plan Rutherford is proposing is to have 1 unit per 5 acres within the county. So some of us, we wanted to have it maybe 2 acres. That way we get to try to help with the housing affordability. Because we were listening to experts in those fields on how things the price may jump up or this and that. So, well, we're going to take a break and be back with Romel McMurry here, Rutherford County District
19.
Yes,
sir.
Running for re-election this August as an independent.
There you go.
When it comes to your child's health,
you want care that's close, convenient,
and centered around the needs of your family.
At MMC Pediatrics, we're more than just doctors.
We're partners in your parenting journey.
Here for every growth spurt,
for every boo-boo,
every fever, and every flu.
Our team approach means that your child always sees someone that knows them.
We are MMC Pediatrics.
We are right beside you,
every step of the way.
Lace up your best kicks for a night of impact benefiting First Shot. Join us for the annual Sneaker Ball presented by Venture Express. Spend Sunday, April 26th with NFL Hall of Famer and Super Bowl MVP Marcus Allen. The event kicks off at 6 with a VIP meet and greet at 5. Reserve your table today. Call Coach Andy Herzer at 615-631-5312. We'll see you at the Sneaker Ball benefiting First Shot on April 26th.
What's the location of your emergency? I think my kid OD'd.
Hi, I'm Craig Harris. I'm County Commissioner of Rutherford County. One of the reasons I ran for office is because I wanted to bring awareness to the opioid epidemic that's impacting our county. To stop providing this epidemic with people as we educate. We have a lot to do, and we have to come together as a community because this problem's not going away.
Are you tired of feeling like just another number with your insurance provider? At Rayburn Insurance Agency in Smyrna, Agent Rick Hall prides himself on offering personalized service that puts you first. Every client's needs are unique. From personal home and auto coverage to tailored business insurance, Rick Hall's got you covered. Rick Hall at Rayburn Insurance Agency in Smyrna, where you're more than just a policy number. You're a neighbor.
This is Good Neighbor Events with Bart Walker. Brought to you by the law offices of John Day and AmeriCare Pest Control.
This is a paid legal ad.
There are no bad questions. I would encourage anybody who has been injured and they believe it's somebody else's fault to reach out to us. There's nothing wrong with asking questions, and we're happy to give answers.
Turn left, they're there. You turn right, they're there. They was just there. And to me, they're the number one. They're the number one in the world.
Trust the lawyers other lawyers trust.
The law office of John Day, they were great.
Trust the law offices of John Day.
They saved my life.
Now, Good Neighbor Events. Here's Bart Walker.
Maybe you're new to town and want to learn more about our local history. Head over to the one-room Ransom Schoolhouse Saturday, anytime between 9 in the morning and noon. This Saturday, the Rutherford County Historical Society is there sharing local history, and it's all free, including the coffee and donuts. Ransom School is at 717 North Academy Street in Murfreesboro. The Parkinson Support Group meets on the first and third Friday of each month at the St. Clair Senior Center. That's at 325 St. Clair Street. You've heard us talking on the radio about Greenhouse Ministries and how they need volunteers. Why don't you attend one of their volunteer orientation sessions and see if you fit in? These volunteer sessions are every Wednesday afternoon at 2 or every Thursday morning at 10. And if those don't fit your schedule, they have another volunteer orientation on the last Saturday of each month at 9 in the morning. Greenhouse Ministries is at 307 South Academy Street. Give the gift of life. Give blood at the Red Cross. Those are WGNS Good Neighbor Events.
Rutherford weather.
Chance for snow mixing with and changing to rain today. Otherwise, cloudy skies expected. High temperatures reach up to 41. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki on News Radio WGNS. Currently, it's 38 degrees.
WGNS is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. Since 1936, MTE has provided the reliable service and peace of mind we count on. Manage your account anytime at MTE.com or through the My MTE app.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at WGNSradio.com.
Welcome back into the Roundtable on this, again, chilly Monday morning. I can't believe I was in shorts yesterday, and now I'm all bundled up in sweats and a hoodie. Welcome back in, Romel. And
yes, sir.
You know, we're talking about first responders, and you know, my son-in-law was a sheriff, and now not.
Okay.
And the reason why is he had nowhere to go. There was no upward mobility. His pay was locked. And you talk about that. How do we retain? And at the same time, you got to pay him more money. And if you talk about paying 10 to 15 grand more for 400 sheriff's officer, that's a lot of money. How do we come up with the revenue stream without raising taxes?
Oh, for sure. Well, that's where the county commission, we all come together and strategize and brainstorm on different ideas on revenue streams and things like that. That's also where we try to work with our state delegation as well, to maybe send resolutions down to Nashville to kind of help us with some revenue streams. But then also it doesn't help either when either we get some funds that are cut from the federal level and the state level, so we have to still do what we can on our level to make sure that they're taken care of. But as far as I will say this, so for me, it's about respect and trust. Anytime I see a sheriff's deputy or any first responder, I always try to at least walk up to them and shake their hand or give them a fist pump and tell them, thank you, I appreciate you for all that you do. I know some may get it often, some may not, but showing appreciation to those individuals is one of the best things that we can do.
Act of kindness costs nothing.
Absolutely. And so, to answer your question, how do you retain them and things like that? It's all about leadership within each department, and that leader should be able to inspire growth and other things within their departments, and so because we can only do so much, we can give them the funding all day long, but it's the culture within.
So we have a big vote coming up here in May for sheriff and who's going to run our sheriff's department.
Yes, sir.
And all of that. So I'm not going to hedge one way or the other because I'm not into the political games that get out there, but you need to go get informed.
For sure.
We as who do you like? Barrett, Mansfield, right? I mean, you got choices. And I think they're good choices.
Yeah.
After hearing the debate, so it's going to be an interesting May.
Absolutely. I was able to sit in and listen to the debate last week. They all bring different aspects of the campaign. Some has more experience than the other. Some is more youthful, younger. Some wants to focus on child trafficking. Another, so they all bring different techniques, but I think at the end of the day, they all want what's best for Rutherford County, and that's to make us the safest county in the entire state. And whatever we can do on the county commission level to make sure that they have those resources, we'll always do our best to do so, and to have the working relationship with the new sheriff.
Well, the thing to me is I look at this and you say, do we have the equipment we need for the fire department? Or is there a gap or a hole? Is there a gap or a hole with the EMT, right? Do they have what they need to be successful?
Yeah.
And do our sheriffs? Right,
absolutely. So I will say, so I'm vice chair of public safety. So I will say, I think anytime they come to us for a need on if there's any type of vehicle that's needed, or any weapon or any medical device, 9 times out of 10, we ask questions for sure. We ask questions: how much is going to cost? Is it recurring? Things like that. But 10, we try to provide them with it, and they are really good about. And I'm talking about like the department heads. They are really good about explaining why this. Whatever is needed. Can we wait 6 months to a year to purchase it, or do we need it now? So they do a really good job of doing that. So I think that there's not an issue with making sure they have the right tools to combat whatever whatever emergency that arises. It's, for me, I think it's more the manpower that's needed.
You said some shifts we only have 1 or 2 people in a zone. How many zones? So people listening, how many zones are there in Rutherford County?
Ooh, that's an internal, I'm sure, sheriff's office question. So it just depends. I guess they try to probably, again, I don't know the facts, but I'm sure they probably put more deputies in maybe more of a hotter zone that's needed, or I'm sure they shift different positions around where there's needed. But I'm sure they do a really good job of managing whatever that's needed. For instance, like to fill in for the school resource officer, so they shift people around, not just that, but just around the city. And we have a lot of events too, so they sit in at different events that we have, and so you still have to have individuals patrolling our county while we still have deputies working events, football games, basketball games. I mean, people can tell you our sheriff's department is really heavy at all of our county schools. So they do take pride in that, and I'm grateful for that they do that, because I do feel safe when we go to different events.
Well, it's near and dear, I think, to both of our hearts. I think public safety should be almost the top priority. Mm-hmm. We go back, 75% of our county budget goes to schools. Mm-hmm. So, what other issues do you see? And the easy and obvious one is the waste management. Mm-hmm. How do you see that coming along and proceeding? Are we coming up with good solutions?
Yeah. So I will say, due to kind of certain legal aspects of it, won't say too much about it, but we are constantly always trying to work on the county level and work with the city as well, because it's a joint effort. It's a county and a city effort on that. At the end of the day, we have to find what's best for Rutherford County, for one. What do we do with our trash? I know we just built a $20 million waste transfer station. So we now ship our trash out to a different county. For me, the question is, well, we don't want other people's trash, so now we're taking our trash to someone else's home. So
we've shifted the problem.
So what happens if Marshall County, whoever, tells us we don't want your trash anymore? So we've had to constantly. I think we should be focusing on different ways of how to handle our trash situation. Whether we stop taking trash from it, that's fine, but we still have our own trash here in the county. So whether it's renewable energy, recycling, I've been hearing recycling quite often for the past several years. So I'm not sure why we're not really tackling or hitting on that, but that's something we should be looking into as well. So,
well, again, shifting the problem always becomes your problem again.
Right. It's just like me putting my trash in my neighbor's trash. Well, it's eventually going to fill up at some point. So what are we going to do? So we'll continue to keep working hard at it and doing what's best for not just for those that live out in the Walter Hill area, but for the entire county. Because to be quite honest, those in my district, trash landfill is not the top of their list, but at the end of the day, it still affects us all as well.
It does. It's going to affect us all
for sure, and that's why I kind of try to tell them, because we don't want anything getting into our water streams and just in the environmental aspects as well.
So you look at it, you're getting ready to run against someone that is anti-ice. Mm-hmm. Let's just be honest. That's what he is.
Yeah.
And what I liked you said off air is you're just going to go and talk to your people, listen to them.
For sure.
You're not going to run against him. You're going to run to the people.
For sure.
So talk about how you approach your campaign, and I find it really refreshing and a little unique. Mm-hmm. Everybody else wants to hammer their opponent, be negative. And you just don't do that, Romel. It's not in your DNA, really, quite honestly, now that I've gotten to know you over the last 3 years.
Yes, sir.
So how do you get your message out, and how do you listen to what the needs of our people really are?
Yeah. Well, for me, it's that's going negative on opponents is what turns voters off. Well, we know here in Rutherford County we already have a problem of voter turnout. So I'm not trying to add to the situation of low voter turnout because at the end of the day, I present my vision for the county. My opponent can do the same for his, and so I did that 4 years ago. We never went negative on each other. There's no reason to do so, and that's kind of how I wish all races, all opponents or candidates would do that. Run on your record or run on what you want to do, and everything else will work itself out. People who follows you or knows, they know you. For me, I'll continue to be an advocate for those in my district. There's a lot, 4 years ago I had no name recognition, to be honest. I really didn't. I just worked my tail off, and
Can I tell a story?
Yes, sir.
You'd walked in, I didn't know who you were.
Yes, sir. The first interview? No,
first time I met you. You walked in the first shot, the Winter League. And you just, I said, hey, you want to help? I forced you to help.
Yeah.
You didn't really want to.
Absolutely.
I can do that. People don't know me. They do get to know me.
Yeah, yeah.
And you still never told me what you really did.
Yeah.
You were just this nice, quiet dad that always showed up.
Yes, sir.
And that's what I would tell people that are listening is he's a great dad. Yeah. That's first and foremost.
Well, thank you.
I've seen it firsthand. And his son, Nate, is a wonderful young man. That's the other thing that you can tell.
And a bonus daughter, Riley, coming too in August. Well, she's already my bonus daughter.
Going to get married in August.
Yes, sir.
To a beautiful young lady.
Yeah.
And again, I just see the core of who you are.
Yes, thank you.
And I think people need to know who. I don't know who else is running out there, but the people that I do know that are running, I know who they are at a core. Most of them are really good family men,
right,
or women.
Yes,
right. And I like that, and that speaks to who you are. And your character. And I think we need people
I appreciate
that are independently thinking. And I like the fact that you're people over party. I'm so tired of left and right.
Yeah.
Making issues that aren't issues.
Yeah. Well.
But again, concerning our county and how do they get a hold of you if they want to know what your platform is? And we're going to talk about that when we come back from our last break.
Yes, sir.
When it comes to your child's health,
you want care that's close, convenient,
and centered around the needs of your family.
At MMC Pediatrics, we're more than just doctors.
We're partners in your parenting journey.
Here for every growth spurt,
for every boo-boo,
every fever, and every flu.
Our team approach means that your child always sees someone that knows them.
We are MMC Pediatrics.
We are right beside you
every step of the way.
I'll be right there.
It takes all of us to power a community, both in plain sight and behind the scenes. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
At Maples Realty and Auction, we handle traditional sales, auctions, and property management. And we have a development called The Maples with local builders and amenities. I'm Betsy Maples, and this is our team. It's our people. That's the difference. Call us today and let us help you get your property sold.
I refer a lot of clients to Maples Realty when we have real estate issues that are coming up. Working with Maples has been easy for me, easy for my clients.
Put our 57 years of success to work for you.
Sold! When the weather turns bad, minutes, even seconds matter.
This is an early heads up for southern Rutherford County.
Rutherford Weather brings you live radar and expert meteorologist insight, giving you the early heads up when storms threaten.
A lot of areas are going to see some impacts from this storm.
From analysis to live camera views, we keep you informed before, during, and after the storm.
I think the vast majority of the hail with this now is going to be quarter to perhaps golf ball size.
Rutherford Weather. Stay ahead of the storm.
This is Chip Walters, and I'm honored to be your 2024 MTAR Realtor of the Year. I'm with Exit Realty Bob Lamb & Associates, and like many of you, I've seen the real estate market shift and change. People often ask, Chip, what's really going on? Well, that's a great question, and I believe in answering with solid, factual data. So let's cut through some of the noise. I invite you to reach out. Let's have a conversation about your real estate goals and the current market trends in your neighborhood. You can find all my contact information at choosechip.net.
Local farmers, local meats, vegetables, and other produce at the Winter Spring Rutherford County Farmers Market.
And make your way every Friday at Lane Agri Park.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at WGNSradio.com.
Welcome back in to the Roundtable. I'm Andy Herzer, founder and executive director of First Shot. I'm going to do a shameless plug. We have our annual sneaker ball and golf tournament coming up, the Jimmy Allen Golf Scramble. We only have 3 teams left before the scramble is a complete sellout. So we do have some sponsorships of hole sponsorships, pavilion sponsorships, and we have tables still available. So if you want to, you can contact me at 615-631-5312. That's April 26th for the sneaker ball. The golf tournament is the next day, the 27th. We have Marcus Allen. He is going to be our speaker, and then the next day he'll golf in the morning. Okay. So, again, looking forward to getting to know Marcus Allen. And, again, give me a shout if you can help. We'd appreciate it very much.
Absolutely.
Going back to give us why you're running. Give us what, besides the typical political speak.
Right.
Give us something fresh.
I got you. Well, real quick, I'd go out. I'll tell everybody, go out and support First Shot, whether the sneaker ball or the golfing tournament. You do a great job over there. You don't get enough credit, but I thank you. So my son has played for you.
Thank you.
Why am I running? I'm running for every single, not just those in my district, but every single person in this district. I want to continue to be a voice of reason. When I ran 4 years ago, I ran on transparency, accountability, and honesty. And I want to continue to do that every single day. I'm accessible to every single person. I've gone through probably over 1,000 or 1,500 like business cards or whatever. I just hand them out, whether they're in my district or not. I want to be able to help create and solve solutions for our county. We are the 4th largest county now in the state of Tennessee. We've surpassed Hamilton County, and I want to make sure that we're the best county in the state. So
when we look at that, we are a really good county. Crime is always going to be an issue in any populate area. So we have issues, but I don't see them to be as major as what I see on TV with other counties. Right. So we've done a good job policing here. Right. And then done it, I think, in a great way. I went through Leadership Rutherford. I rode with the county sheriff's officer one night. Right. And man, oh man, you talk about an eye-opening. Yeah, it is. I think people just don't realize how well trained our officers are.
They are.
And what it costs to train an officer.
For sure.
Is
and so
the
many,
other thing.
So many give back to our communities too, right out of their own pockets. And so they're trained well. They're in the community. Like I said, Murfreesboro in Rutherford County as a whole is a big community, and where there's an event, you're going to see our law enforcement, our first responders there, and they will not just stand there, but they'll talk and engage with you. And at the same time, they still mean business. And so it's an honor, it's a pleasure to work with our first responders every single day. I'm in contact with several of them each throughout the week because I want to know what's going on, how we can help, what can be better, and so. Anytime I can always listen and help out or create a solution to a problem, I'm going to do so.
You talk about the morale a lot when we are off air. Talk about the morale of our first responders. To me, from 30,000 feet away, I'm not involved, not engaged. Is the morale in a great place? Is the culture right now in a good place?
Yeah.
With our sheriffing and our first responders?
Yeah. Well, I will say that I've had the pleasure of doing a ride along and visiting every different department. So if you can participate in those type of leadership, whatever that I would recommend it. I would say the morale is okay. It's there. It's good. It can be better. But it's just like with any profession or any industry, whether it's healthcare, which we talked about last time heavily, construction, anything like that. It all falls under, in my opinion, it's the leadership and providing the tools to make an individual successful. Just like for me, if my leadership in my healthcare job or if I don't have the tools that I need, it's going to make it harder and difficult for me to do my job. But at the same time, I still show up every single day and I do what I need to do in healthcare. And that's what our public safety responders do every single day. They still continue to show up whether they're struggling with their own morale or own problems within their own home that people don't know about because they're all human too.
Yep.
And so we have to show compassion and show that we care about one another and just to love thy neighbor as thyself every single day. And that's with not just first responders, that's with everybody in this county. So we should be leading the way in that and stay unified as a body.
So when you look at it, you're in the healthcare industry. How does that fit into what you do as a county commissioner?
For sure. For me, it's my role. I'm in a liaison position between the company I work for and Vanderbilt. So I'm continuously, before I even ran for office, I was in the arena of serving others. And that's kind of why a lot of people have asked, why did I run? Well, I want to continue to serve. And so what I do day to day is serving individuals who comes through our hospitals for Vanderbilt. And so I just translated over into a county commission level by still listening to others and to see how I can try to create a solution to a problem. That's what I do. And so, I'm excited to that hopefully Vanderbilt's coming to build on the west side of Murfreesboro. So that's another whole other topic.
That's a whole other process.
That's right. Yeah.
And it's a political one.
Yeah.
Whether we like it or not.
Right.
There's St. Thomas versus Vanderbilt. And
right.
What is the competition?
Right.
Is it,
how we
competitive?
Yeah.
Is that why it's not? It's been
for whatever reason, I have no idea what the ins and outs on that. For me, it's what can we bring, what can be offered for our citizens to help with the daily life of healthcare. Because again, we're the fastest growing county, which comes challenges of growth, crime, healthcare issues. But we just need to continue to work together. That's my main thing. Work together. Be unified, because without there's the word community, but within there was the word unity, and so that's what I try to do, is to try to bring people together and put a smile on their face. But again, real quick, I know you used to ask how people they can look for me on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, and I have a website, romel-mcmurry.com. So, but I will entertain, and I'll give you my phone number.
Just so you know, he'll answer questions even if you're not in his district.
That's right.
He is one of the most accessible county commissioners I've met, and he's out in our community. He's engaged, and again, I find him to be a great young man, and I love the fact that he is an awesome dad. So again, Romel,
yes sir,
dash
McMurray.com
and
Facebook and Instagram. Follow me on there, and I'll reach out to me, send me a message, and I'll personally reach back out and I'll give you my phone number to chat.
That sounds awesome. And again, we thank you for being on the round table.
Thank you, Andy.
And we'll catch up real soon.
Yes, sir.